Good morning. Welcome to the Mainstreaming Virtual World Learning Colloquium. I'm Kay McLennan, a professor of practice at Tulane School of Professional Advancement. Today's event is sponsored by Tulane School of Professional Advancement and the Carol Lavin Bernick Faculty Grant Fund. Also, today's event would not be possible without the help of Avicon, so a big thank you to the entire Avicon team. In their almost 10 years old now, groundbreaking book, Learning in 3D, Kapp and Driscoll wrote, "Current learning and collaboration platforms do not afford the immersive experience that drives sustained engagement." Fast forwarding to the present day, inexpensive and immersive 3D platforms like the Open Simulator virtual world we're currently using for this colloquium are now widely available as well as have been student tested. Yet, the use of virtual learning simulations is not mainstream in higher education or K-12 education. In the early days of Second Life, educators were enthusiastic about the possibilities for simulated learning as the digital real estate moguls, marketers, and news outlets flocked into the platform. Yet, when Second Life closed their educator grid and ended the educator discount in 2010, there was a large exodus of educators into the Open Simulator or Open Sim platform. Open Sim has been an excellent fit for educators owing to the low hosting costs, in-world building tools, ability to safeguard student identities, ability to save and reuse simulations, just to mention a few of the uniquely educator-centric features of OpenSim. Still, the maturing of OpenSim occurred about the same time our use of mobile devices bloomed, and since virtual simulations require the use of a laptop or desktop computer, our then growing reliance on mobile devices possibly limited the wider use of OpenSim. Another commonly stated reason for the limited use of OpenSim in education has been the steep learning curve for faculty. Still, and once again, fast forwarding to the present, new virtual machine applications enable access into a virtual world simulation via mobile devices. Also, the steep learning curve associated with virtual world use has flattened considerably as faculty have become more technologically savvy and more turnkey simulations are available. Further, and this is the crucial point from my point of view, unlike a VHS videotaped in our streamed media world, OpenSim virtual learning simulations are not stale. Yet it seems like once a technology is no longer the latest thing, there's no way to refocus attention on the latest advances in that technology that enable it to be used in new ways. So, in an effort to see if there is a way to refocus attention on the real affordances inherent in virtual world learning simulations, this mainstreaming virtual world learning colloquium will feature a distinguished list of speakers. Rachel Umoren from the University of Washington, Eileen O'Connor from SUNY's Empire State College, Joyce Bettencourt from Nonprofit Commons and Avicon, Barbara Truman from the University of Central Florida, Andrew Stricker from Air University, Cynthia Calongne, Colorado Technical University, Valerie Hill, Community Virtual Library Database, and Crista Lopes, University of California-Irvine. In particular, the featured speakers will discuss how they're currently using virtual world learning simulations and other types of virtual reality simulations, how their current use of virtual simulations differs from their past use, what they think is needed to expand the use of 3D learning simulations in education, and what they predict will evolve in the field of educational simulations in the next few years. Finally, the wrap-up session today, starting at approximately 1:45, will feature your questions and other comments from the audience. In particular, while you listen to the different acclaimed presenters today, please consider, as well as consider sharing your views with the group during this later session, any aspects of our featured OpenSim virtual world platform that need further development. For example, but not limited to, a redesigned viewer, and if the viewer needs modifications, what attributes do you recommend? If there are any suggested ways to keep educators better connected within our virtual learning community, if there are any ways to refocus a fickle public on the affordances of virtual world learning simulations, and anything else that occurs to you as germane to this topic. If you have not already found the note card devices with the speaker lineup, there's devices on the end of each side of the stage. Also, during any question and answer period, whether it's after a featured speaker or at the end, please type your questions into chat. Now, without further ado, it's my pleasure to introduce our first featured speaker today. Dr. Umoren is an assistant professor of pediatrics. She is director of the Neonatal Education and Simulation-Based Training Program and clinical director of pediatrics and neonatology at the Institute for Simulation in Healthcare at the University of Washington in Seattle. Her research focuses on educational technologies for health professional education. Also, Rachel has advanced training and experience in the areas of clinical education and quality improvement research. In addition, Rachel is the principal investigator on several funded projects to evaluate the impact of using virtual reality training in the areas of neonatal resuscitation, teamwork training, and disaster evacuation. With that, I'm going to turn over the podium to Rachel. Thank you.